I hope welcome Ram Prakash.
Hey,
So
thank you. Thanks so much. You can hear me, right?
yeah,
Properly?
what is the time now there?
Yeah,
Hi Ram.
it's around 3:30 a.m.
Oh,
Thank you
really
so much, Ram,
appreciate
for accepting.
your
Hey, no
efforts.
issue. I would have informed you prior that one. I was seeing that, okay, I thought, okay, it is afternoon time. I was thinking that, okay, I'm an IST time zone.
Okay. But anyway, I mean, this time 3:30 a.m. you are speaking. It's very great. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. So let me know once you can able to see my screen.
Yes, it is visible. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so once again, I just need to thank the Vizag Virtual Edition community members that for providing me an opportunity to speak in the event. So I'll just give a small overview about myself. So which is like I'm Prakash Duraisamy. I have around 14 plus years of experience in IT industry. I'm an Microsoft MVP and an MCT as well. And I'm specialized in Microsoft Dynamics CRM, which is with the D365. And I'm expertised with Power Platform and an automated intelligence solutions as well. So today I just taken a small interesting session. So which I want to just cover it up with the basics of how the Power Automate works and how we can automate our solutions. So I'll just quickly run through the demo. Then we'll just run through the slides so that the people can easily understand what how the Power Automate works here. So the agenda is going to be simple like this. So which is like I'm going to say about the manual process problems and the designing and architecture, automated architecture, and how to build the flow, and what are the data governance which we are covering with the Dataverse, and we are adding the intelligence with our Copilot, and a demo and a Q&A. So this is what which we are going to cover in our today's agenda. So the business problems for this one. So consider I have the sales weekly reports I'm available. So salesperson have the sales report. So they will usually fill the details in their Excels, and they will keep track of the Excels, and they will send prepare the lookups and all those stuff. They will prepare that one, and they will prepare the data, and they will give that to their managers. They will have the look on that one. So usually now the Power Automate also, so Power BI also came into a picture. But I just want to give an overview that, okay, if from the Excel, how can we put it into our Dataverse or into some database side so that Power BI team or any other teams can easily utilize that one. So for that, the problem which we consider, this is the business problem we have taken it. And today we are going to have a look on this one, like when an email is attached, if in an email, an Excel is attached with the data. So they will send out an email. From that email, our Power Automate flow will get that Power Automate flow from the trigger using a trigger. It will validate the data and it will store the data in our Dataverse side. And if we want, we can just send out a confirmation email that, okay, the data got created successfully. And using a Copilot agent, we will see, we will try to get the data. Okay, this is how, what is the data which is stored there and how the values are stored. So such kind of things we can able to see it out here. So these full flow, we will see a demo in our session. Okay, so this is the business problem which I have taken in our current today's demo. So today's the architecture which I have taken for our session is like I just you have going to work on these are the items which is like the Outlook. Then I'm going to have a Copilot one and Power Automate with the Dataverse. So these all the things which I'm just going to work in our today's session. So these are the main components which I'm just taking into consideration to go ahead and proceed with the records. So now let's quickly jump into the demo because I have a couple more slides as well. Maybe I'll just walk through the slides after having some of the demos. Okay. So now, so I'll go to my Dataverse site. So here I already created one of the model driven app. So in that model driven app, I already added one of the table, which is like named it as weekly sales. And here I have created a couple of columns as well. So let it get loaded. So here you can able to see it has the sales record ID and which region the sales is doing and who is the sales rep of that region and what is the product he is selling, what is the amount and what is the date. So here I'm having a field called status field. I'm going to maintain the data which we are getting from that Excel as a valid data or invalid data or not. So to maintain that one, I have the status field. So this is the simple table which I just created to maintain the data in our Dataverse site. Okay, so now let's start with the fresh one. I'll just go ahead and create a new Excel. So what I am going to do, as I said, there are columns which I needed here, which is like region, sales rep, product, amount, and date and status. These fields are needed here to create the data. So I already prepared one of the sample data. So I'll just copy this one. I'll just go to this one and I'll just create this table here. So once after I done this one, so which is like I'm just creating a simple Excel here. So once after I created this one, I'll just need to format this into a table format. So I'll just save it as a table format here. And I'm just going to rename this table name as sales tracking. Okay. So, and I'm just going to input the details, some of the details like the record data. So consider I'm having a record data like some kind of data. So maybe I'll just input the data here. Okay. So I just added the data. So now I'll just save this data in my local. Okay. I saved this data now. Now let's go to my Power Automate flow. I'll go to my make.powerautomate.com. I'll go to my flow. I'll create a new flow here, which is like an automated flow. So I'll say the name is like weekly sync from Outlook. Okay, I'll skip this step. Okay, I'll try to use the older version because I love the older version here. I'll go and search for Outlook. I'm going to select Office 365 Outlook here. So when a new email arrives, or maybe I'll just rename this one like I can say weekly data. Okay, so I'll just simply provide the flow name like this. So once after I provided this, then I'll just directly go ahead and click on advanced here. So here what I'm going to do, so when an email when an email is received, I'm going to have a subject filter here. What is my subject filter? Because I don't want all the emails to be tracked. So if a subject is contains with the name as weekly sales, then I need to trigger and I need to track that particular emails from here. So if you have any particular two email address also, you are good to proceed with that email address. And my flow should only trigger if it has an attachment with subject filter as weekly sales. So once after I done this one, so now anyway, the salesperson will attach that Excel and they will send it to us. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to read that attachment here. So I'm going to go for an Outlook here. I'll go and say get attachment. So which is like get attachment to. So here, what is the message ID? So message ID, I'll get it from the when an email arrives and the attachment ID. So I'll select this attachment ID, and here you can able to see change it to apply for each, because an email can have multiple attachments as well. So hence it automatically turned into for each loop. So once after I did this one, I need to validate a condition here, because obviously, as you know, that we just created an Excel file. So I just want to validate the name of that Excel. So I'll say the name of an attachment. I'll simply say it contains XLSX format. Then only I want to process this records. Perfect. A simple one. So now I'll just save this one. Okay, perfect. Now the flow gets saved successfully. So once after writing this one, what I need to do, as I already said, I need to create the data from that Excel to my database system. So for that, what I can do, okay, first I'll just go for OneDrive. Why I need to go for a OneDrive? Because I need to store the data in some place. Then only I can able to move the data from, read the data, and I can able to proceed it further. So for that, I'm just using this. Okay, perfect. So I'll just create a new folder here. I'll name it as weekly sales. I'll just provide some color. I'll create it. So now the folder gets created. I'll open the folder which I created, and the file which we have already created, right? So I'll just go and files upload. I'll upload the file which I just recently done it. Was it like weekly sales, right? Which is, I'll go here. Okay, the one I don't want. Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to have this file as my base, and I'll frame the Excel. Then I'm going to make my Power Automate as a dynamic one. Okay, so now the Excel is here now. I'll just go to my flow. I'll go to here. What I need to do now. So anyway, obviously we are going to get a file here. So once after we get a file, I'm going to create a file in my OneDrive. So which path? So the path I'm going to choose is the weekly sales one. The weekly sales one, and I'm going to provide the file name. I can say weekly sales.xlsx, and I'm going to provide a file content. So here I'll select the file content as content byte, so that the whatever the attachment which you are getting, so that will automatically gets created here. Now I need to, because the file which we have already there, that we have already taken this. Now the next step what I need to do, because usually what we need to do is we need to retrieve the data from this file, whatever the file which we have created, because the file which we have created is from the attachment. Okay, so but we are just doing it in a simple way, which is like because we need to create, or we need to map the data exactly as like that. So what we are going to do that, for that I'm just going to with the list rows. So I'm going to select OneDrive for business, select the document library as OneDrive. So now I'll just directly choose the file which I have just uploaded in my OneDrive. Why I'm doing that one? Because I need to populate the data in my table. After populating that data, I'll make this one as dynamic. That I'll show you how I'm doing it. So now, so these are the Excel which I'm just doing. So I just get this one. So once after I done this one, what I'll do, because this may have a multiple records will be available. So I'll just directly go here. I'll go ahead and add a new row here. So my table name is weekly sales. I'll go and select my weekly sales here. So the record ID I need to provide, because that is a mandatory one. So I'll just simply provide my name as what else I can say? region, because as I said, it's a multiple record, so it is going into an apply for each loop product. So once after I've done this one, I'm going to select the amount here. So I'll enter the amount and product, then a region, a sales rep. Perfect. So now, and here I'm going to map the status, which is like valid or invalid. I'll just provide this one because if time constraints, I'll just explain how we need to go for the invalid records and all those stuff. So now, what we have done, we just created an Outlook. From that, we are getting the attachment. We are creating the file and we are doing it. So now what it is doing is, so every time it will go to this Excel, it will get the data and it will create it. So now, as I said, we need a dynamic one. How we need to change this one to dynamic. So I'm just going to remove that file. So instead of this file, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pass the record which got created here. And here you can able to see the table name also vanished here. So now I'm going to provide my dynamic table. So the dynamic table name is, it is, okay, so let me just get the table name again because I forgot what is the table name which I just provided. Okay, it's sales tracking. I'll just copy this one. So I'll just remove this file name. I'll provide the ID. And as I said, I'm going to provide an custom value and it is going to be a sales tracking. That's it. Okay, perfect now. So now we need to start our testing. How we need to start our testing? So we are going to send an email to this email address with the attached Excel, and that should have an subject which contains as weekly sales. So I'll just go here. I'll attach a file. I'll name the subject here. Sorry. I'll name the subject as, I think it's a weekly sales. Okay. I'll provide it as weekly sales. I'd say, hi team, please find the attachment. Okay. I'll send this one. So now let's wait for the email to get received. So maybe I'll just go to Outlook. Okay. So I think 349, we got one of the email. So I'll just go to my Power Automate flow. So here you can able to see our Power Automate flow automatically triggered here. So it is running. So you can able to see it got success. I'll go to my OneDrive. I'll refresh this. So here you can able to see a few seconds ago an Excel got generated here. So now I'll go to my Dataverse and I'll try to refresh my Dataverse here. So whatever the record which I have from that Excel, that automatically created here. Perfect. So now I'll just go and run through the what can I say, the Excel which we have created here. Sorry, the Power Automate, how it got created. So when a email is arrived, yes, it arrived. I'll just go here. So it is trying to get an attachment. So the attachment ID is nothing but the the Outlook attachment ID. So based on that attachment ID, it got the ID. And if it is a true, it is going and creating their file here. And it is listing the rows because now you understand that, okay, we are only passing the dynamic records because the currently created file name and the file content only we are just passing to our list rows table. So from there it is getting the row and we got a response of 3 records, and here we got the output and the record gets created successful. So the only thing which you can easily do it out at last is like once after the record gets created, I think we can just say once the record gets created, I'll simply say that OneDrive for business. I'll say delete. So here I'll just simply delete the file so that it won't reside in that OneDrive. Sorry. No, it is not the one. I think the file need to be the created file, because the file which I need to delete it from the OneDrive, so I'll just map that OneDrive here. So that's it. So what it will do, so it will create a file, it will process the record, and it will delete the file. So perfect. So now the simple way of doing, because initially what the salesperson need to do, if suppose as this kind of process they need to do means, they will come to the record, they will click on new, and they will do all those process manually. So now it's a simple way. So they can just, we will just provide our email address, dedicated email address, and we will have a sample template, whatever which we are having. Let them prepare the in that template, and they can input the data, and they can just easily, after doing all their work and all those stuff, they can just send it to an Excel. So that will automatically gets hit our Power Automate flow, and Power Automate flow will automatically process all this data, and it will create a record here. Okay, it's good. It's very easy one. Now let's try to do another one as well. So for example, now the record is there in our system. How it will be easy for the managers to identify okay. For example, I want to know about what is the North region's uh, products which got sold, and what is the amount which is there. So such kind of details, if I want to get tracked, how I can easily track it out here. So I'll just go here. I'll go with an agent. I'll create a new agent, because I'm just going to show you about how the agents is there, and how we can easily interact with interact with the agents to get the details and all those stuff. So I'll just go here. I'll quickly go to the agent. I'll create a new blank agent here. Let's wait for the agent to get set up. In the meantime, I'll just name it as weekly sync itself. I'll let it write data from Dataverse. Okay, I'll just provide some of the sample and basic instructions for this one. So I'll just edit this agent, and I'll rename this agent. I'll provide the description of the agent. I'll save this. Okay, so now the agent gets saved successfully. And here we are going to add a knowledge for this table. How? I'll just go ahead and add a knowledge here. So here you can able to see the Dataverse tables is available. And if you are having a knowledge, because a manager or someone need to know about that one, they don't want to have a look on the complete data. If they want to have a particular data need to be tracked, or else they want to see it by just make a conversation, how they can easily do it. So for that, you can just provide this bot, and we can configure this bot in their Teams channel, so that instead of navigating in any of the places, they can just simply open their Teams, and they can make a real-time interaction with the chatbot, and they can able to get it. So now I just added a weekly, the knowledge here. So now consider we have a record available. So I want to know the details of North region. So I'll just go here. Hi, provide me the sales. I'll say weekly sales report for North region. So now here you can able to see the search started with our knowledge source, and the knowledge source automatically started getting from our weekly sales table, and it tries to get the data because I think it says the currently weekly sales report for the North region, no sales data were found. So, but we have that one, but not sure. Let us give a try again. And say, how about region South? Perfect. I think there is no data, no sales data was found in the South region, the weekly sales, maybe. Products with sales in South region. Okay, it says available in weekly sales table. Let us see. Okay, I'll say North region total sales. Okay, so I think I'm not sure because maybe it is like my trial environment. It is not giving the proper response because here you can able to see one of the response we got it from here because we just say that okay, the what are the regions available in that weekly sales table. It clearly provided north, south, and west, and I can able to see that three only available. But unfortunately, it can't able to retrieve the time. I mean, what can I say? The total amount of that one. Maybe it's because of trial or whatever it is, I don't know. But yeah, this is one of the sample things which I thought of showing it. So that's what. Whenever you are having a complex report which sales was doing, so instead of doing that manual things, so we can just simply ask them to create an Excel, push it to our dataverse, and from that they can easily get the data and they can able to process it. So initially okay, because I think we are having a plenty more time as well. I think we can have some of the Copilot as well because recently I have taken one of the session as well because using this Copilot, if you want to generate any of the reports, because I have none of the report available. Maybe I'll try to show that one as well. Maybe that will be much helpful. Because consider I just created one of the agent, which is like an HR agent here. I think I can't see the agent. I can say, okay. So consider because unfortunately, I think the next 30 minutes won't be enough to fully build this agent. So let us take this source as our weekly sales table itself. Currently, okay, the sales table, weekly sales table is ready. So now I want to generate a report from that and I need to download from my Copilot agent itself. So such kind of thing, how we can easily do it because I have another table, which is like I'll just go to my make.powerapps.com. And this is just consider just making an assumption that, okay, the table which I'm just going to retrieve because the Copilot agent which I have uh, created against this table only. Like this is for generating the promotion letters. I just created one of the agent. So for example, for this employee ID, what is the promotions which is available that we can track it here, and Copilot will automatically generate an Excel and it will give it to us. So by keeping this as a source, I think we can just talk about some of the sales as well. So first, I'll just go with the I'll just try to provide this promotion letter. I'll just provide an employee address, sorry, employee ID. So here you can able to see an Excel automatically gets generated. So I can just directly download that one, and I can just view the report of my related to my promotion letters. So like this type of feature also we can able to we can able to easily do it with our automated process. So why I just taken this agent, because I just want to show you how we have built that one as well. So for example, so weekly data is ready. A manager is trying to see what is the weekly data. Now he want to generate it as an Excel. So using an AI feature with our Copilot, it will automatically generate that Excel and it will give it to us. So I'll just quickly give how that I have already built it. So I'll just there is an option called AI Hub. So in that AI Hub, there is a prompts available. So we are having a multiple prompts available. So in that I have generated this prompt, which is like this is a HR agent, and you need to pass, okay, this is the table you need to get the data. And if you upload that Excel, so it will automatically prepare an Excel and it will give it to us. So this is which is like the generate document one. So it will automatically prepare a document and give it to us. Okay, so this is what this full demo which I just thought of showing it out today. Okay, let's quickly jump into our Excel. I'll just walk you through what we have seen now. So now let's see about this one. Why manual fails? Because consider currently we are doing the process as a manual. Okay, so which means that during that time it's like the time is lost. Okay, because if you created an Excel and you validated it, again you need to come to your one of the system and you are going to create the record. So it is going to be timeless again. And possible of errors, yeah, and validations. So after doing this one, you just need to go and validate it there, and all those process you need to do it. And there is no centralized data because Excel, you can just save it and you missed it somewhere. Again, you need to re-prepare the data. And delayed in reporting as well. After doing this one, you need to make the process again, and that will delay in your reporting as well. So such kind of thing also will be possible. So now let us go with this one. So the transformation, what we are going to do it here. So the Excel, I'm just going to use the centralized database here. Okay, the human validation. So the automator rules which I declared in my uh, Power Automate flow. So the whatever which is there, the rules I will define it there, so that you don't want to do anything if you said in Excel. So the process will automatically take care of all those things. The manual summary. So obviously the real-time KPI will take care of all of them. So as I said, I just showed you one of the Copilot feature as well. That will automatically, if you add it as a knowledge, so that will real time fetch the data and it will provide you an easy information. So if you want to have a static report in the manual one, but here the AI driven app is there. So as I said, we are having the Power BI reports and all those stuff. So currently we have a lot of reports we can just easily generate. So by using that one, we can easily find it out. Now let's go over the data governance with database. Okay, so as you know that it is like a centralized data, which I just already set it to you, and we can have a structure schema enforcement, which is like how the SQL data is there. So like that, you can just directly go ahead by simply clicking on new and create what can I say, table easily, instead of going and into the Excel and say, hey, create a table with this name and this is the format and all the stuff. It's like a easy way. You can just directly go ahead and create your table in your database environment. And if you want to introduce a role-based security, so based on the logged in user, or based on, for example, if manager logged in, what are the type of data they need to see. So such kind of security roles you can able to include in our database. And a data validation rule also you can able to make it. For example, once the record gets created, if any of them come and update that record in our table, so we can able to track with our audit history also in our database environment. So obviously you know that the scalable and it is ready to use applications there. So now if you are going with the manual Excel, as I just already showed that manual Excel, but inconsistent of data. So instead of that one, we are going with the database, and validated, secured, and structured data will be stored in our database environment. So now, as I said, the just a brief differentiate between the data governance with our data verse, which is like no schema enforcement and a strong data model base which is available in our dataverse, and there is no security role concept here in our Excel, but here it is available. And the Excel can corrupt, I mean the data can be corrupted, but it is controlled updates which is be there, and it will be handled by Microsoft automatically. And it's hard to audit, but it's an out of box behavior of built-in auditing is already available. Perfect. So that now the transformation version, which is like a simple one, Excel to Dataverse, human validation to automated rules, manual to KPI, and static report to AI version. So that's it. So this is what which I just thought of covering it today, which was whatever which is like we have done. Today's session is like how a manual process from an Excel to uh, uh, till the record gets created, how to track it and all those stuff. So you don't want to do it, just create an Excel and send it to that Power Automate. If you want to maintain some of the rules, because today we have seen about like 3 to 4 columns. If you have 10 or 15 columns, if you define that rules in your Power Automate, so that rule will automatically generate, or it will sum up some of the records, or it will consolidate all the records, and it will create a record in our system as well easily. Perfect. So this is what I just thought of sharing it. So the last one is like the business impact, which is like an 80% of time reduction will be there, and zero manual consolidation and clean structured data. Obviously, it is faster decisions as well, and scalability of automation as well. It is in our current solution, which I just built it and show it to you. Perfect. So now I just need to say thank you for, and it is the forum to go for a Q&A session now.
Thank you so much, Ram. Thank you so much for
Yep.
giving. And at this time you are speaking. It's great. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
If you have
Any
any questions, guys, please post it, or else you can unmute yourself. Raise your hand so that I can unmute and you can speak with the speaker.